What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the AK Roundtable. It's good to be here, March 5th, 2025. And of course, we're kicking things off. It is already 7:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know how it works here at the Roundtable. We want to stay positive, and our goal is to work together, to be lighthouses to each other, continue to pay it forward as you learn in the AK Roundtable. Please pass that along, pay it forward to other people, and let's continue to build the mission of achieving our dreams in our life. You're going to see throughout the night, there will be multiple people popping in. And of course, right now we have 17 members that are live on our roundtable at the moment. Just a side note, I get fired up and I get energized when I can see people on screen. And right now I can only see a few people. So the more people that I see on screen, the more we're able to build energy, the more we're able to build an actual real solid meeting out of this. And that really, really helps in fueling the meeting. So if you guys are driving, please be safe out there. If you happen to be able to be on camera, thank you for being on camera. I get to meet you guys because, like, just transparently, guys, you know, I speak to a lot of people every month and we get to meet thousands of people every month. And so through that process, it's just really good to meet people that's beyond a name and an email address and a phone number. So thank you so much for coming on the forefront of the meeting. Couple housekeeping items down at the very bottom. You'll see there's a reactions button. It's shaped as a heart, I believe. Raise your hand if you see that reactions button down at the bottom. It should be on your phones and it should be on your desktops, laptops. Cool. You can use that reactions button to raise your hand or send out any kind of emojis or whatever it is. And that's really good for if you have questions, just click the reaction button down at the bottom, raise your hand, and we'll roll right into it. Thank you, Malone, for the thumbs up. There's also the chat window down at the bottom. The chat allows you to chat with people individually, or you can chat as a group. So you can select on the drop-down menu. And then the last thing, the very last thing, and Darren, by the way, if you just flip your phone over completely, Darren, Robbie, if you turn your phone completely over, you'll probably be able to have your face upright, just as a side note, Darren. Also, in the top right of your screen, you'll have three little dots. There's three little dots. Darren's just going to hang in. You're hanging in on this meeting, right, Darren? You're just hanging in on this meeting. I know it. Yeah. It looks like you're hanging from the ceiling, Darren. This is going to be a good roundtable. Cool. Up at the very top of your screen, there's three dots, guys. You can rename yourself. You're going to see my name at the bottom of my screen right there. It says Asphalt Kingdom. All right. You're going to see I'm changing it to Judd. And I'm actually putting my email address in there as well. You guys are welcome to reach out to me through my email address. But I recommend that you do the same, and it's because the AK Roundtable Network is growing rapidly. We're at 3,600 total members now here at the AK Roundtable. This has been going for 3 years strong. And yeah, I'm sure you guys are going to get some golden nuggets out of here. So change your name at the top to your name and then your email address if you don't mind. And that creates a great, strong network. All right, guys, let's kick this off. When we start off the roundtable, what we always do is go through some wins because success attracts success. So every week that we come on here, it's important to come with some wins. Darren, I don't know if I'm going to be able to rotate your screen. Darren, can you hear us, by the way? Darren? Maybe not. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and go through some wins. Does anyone have any wins? I know that we have Robert on here. I know that he's on and I see some sunny background. What's happening, brother? Come off mute, man. Where are you on planet Earth right now?
Hi, good morning, good evening over there. Morning here. I'm in the Philippines and it's my 4th month vacation here in the Philippines. Enjoying
Wow.
my time, spending my time on my family. And then, yeah, I just want to thank you guys, Judd and your team, for introducing me the asphalt industry. Because if not, I won't be able to take this 4-month long vacation, spending my time with my family. Thank you.
Congratulations, brother. That's huge, man. So you were able to actually take the winter off and go back to the Philippines, visit with your family and everything, and you're getting ready to go back to Canada to rock your
Yes,
business.
yes, I'll be ready for coming back on 31st.
Look at this, man. I actually posted this a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I
This
saw
is,
it.
look at this branded setup. Congratulations on your business, man. You must be so stoked to be coming home and getting back to work as well, right?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your journey, Robert. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Any other wins on the screen, team? Any other wins? That's pretty awesome, man. Working a great season and then being able to grab 4 months off. That's brilliant. I love it. Just made me smile ear to ear. Other wins. Anthony A plus is dying to say something. I know it. I can see it.
Oh yeah, what's up, buddy? On the road here,
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, a couple of good wins this week is we landed a really nice municipal crack sealing job, so like 16,200 pounds to route and seal. So that was cool this week. And then we also landed a 342 driveway HOA. And then the other cool thing is made another connection. And what's really been helping us grow is just becoming performance partners with large paving companies. And so we had another meeting this week that went really great with another large paving company. So we've got three really reputable, nice, big companies that are, get quality jobs and they know we do quality work. And so it's been really cool to kind of build that part out. So I would really recommend that to folks on here, just even calling all the asphalt companies around you, because not all of them handle seal coating in-house, or they might need extra crew. So that can be like a jumpstart little cheat code too. So that's all been good. I also did a little tour of the AK Dash with Dylan, and I'm going to learn a little more about it on Friday, I think, with Mackie. And I just had a couple questions that hopefully Dylan was able to pass on to get a little more clarification on it too. So really good week, man, and just a ton of estimates going out the door too. So I think it's going to be a really big year this year for our industry as a whole. So thanks for calling on me, buddy.
I love this. This is awesome, dude. So like, hold on. And you're teaching in between all of this too?
I teach till 10 a.m. every day. And yeah, I like that too. For me, it's kind of like the way you inspire all of us, I like to do that with my kids. I get to teach a leadership class too. And so it's just so much of it is crossover from these kind of conversations and just teaching younger kids that there are so many opportunities out there if you look around in this world. And you don't have to do the 4-year college route necessarily that everyone pushes, in high school. And so it's pretty cool. I get a lot of kids that just ask to talk to me like before school or something because they know I own a business and they have ideas, and it's just really cool. So I'm blessed to be able to do that. And I've found, I've probably employed about 40 of my students over the last 7 years, and it's just been really cool to be able to be their mentor that way too. So yeah, life is good over here in snowy Minnesota. We just got dumped on today.
Yeah, I heard. Let me ask you, Anthony, like what is your favorite thing about owning a pavement management solutions business? Your top thing, favorite.
Yeah, I would say it's like that unlimited potential. It's just knowing that you can scale this as big as you want to, and you don't even have to be like an all-star. You just have to be super consistent and like want it bad enough. And so that's kind of what I just tell the kids too when I'm telling them in the classroom. But it's like it's just knowing that it's like, all right, we keep crushing our goals every year, and then we can go after bigger goals and then some bigger dreams. And I would say it's just like not being limited. Like no ceiling is such a like freeing, amazing feeling. And so that, and yeah, just being able to be a mentor to a bunch of young men too, like means a lot to me. So, and the flexibility, obviously it's crazy hard work, but just the flexibility of owning your own business too. So yeah, man, it's been a wild ride, and I'm just really thankful. As I've said this to you a million times, I'm so thankful of what you're doing on this and the way that you inspire all of us. Like that's why I jump on these. I tell Alyssa, I'm like, hey, I got to get on the table. It's time to like really get revved up and get the motor running, because it's really going to be a busy year. So
I'm so grateful to be on the journey with you as well, man. And I'm looking forward to many more years to come. It's really exciting. And the thing that I think like there's a takeaway from bunch of takeaways, golden nuggets, as we say. But I hope that you all have like a notepad next to you, or you have your phone or something to be able to jot some notes down, because some of the golden nuggets you'll take away from these meetings is going to be, raise your hand, honestly, if you've been to a meeting before here at the AK Roundtable, raise your hand. All right, cool. And I know a lot of people are not on camera right now, by the way. And the more you're on camera, the more this meeting gets revved up. Because I get fueled up, man, when I see you guys, and then I just start dropping value bombs throughout the whole thing. So who here has walked away from these meetings with golden nuggets that they've been able to go and practice and apply? Be honest. Right? Cool. So would you all agree that we know what we know because of what we've learned up until now? Yes or no? Raise your hand if you agree with that. Yes, right? We know what we know up until where we are right now. So somebody who is out there on their own that might be doing 4-car driveways, 600 square footers, and that's what they do, and it's really all they know how to sell, so they think, right? And they go out there and they're really desiring something so much more than what they're able to actually achieve through doing 4-car driveways. You guys follow me so far? You can only do a certain number of driveways in a year and achieve so much revenue. 2,000 times $500 is $1 million, right? And so we talk about this so often, and it's because it's the basic fundamentals of actually achieving financial freedom, is that your mindset shift needs to go, it needs to get engaged. It's like a clutch to say, I'm ready to change what it is that I've learned up until now, because I'm learning something new, and now I'm not going to be so scared of it that I'm not going to hunt it or chase it. Everybody following me on that? If I'm just comfortable with what it is that I'm doing, but I want so much more, then maybe what I need to do is figure out how I can learn how to get out of this hamster wheel that I might be stuck in. And that's precisely why we do these roundtables, is because if you can just get one takeaway from the meeting every single time that allows you to expand your peripheral vision, then we end up in a pretty good spot, right? Like, so Mike, you've got your hand up in the top, man. I remember when I first met you, and I remember in person, and I remember, Mr. Winley, like, you came to that roundup event, and when I met you in person there, at the beginning of the meeting, you did not know what you ended up knowing after 2 days. And so in 2 short days, how dramatic was the expansion of your peripheral vision by being engaged with the systems and processes that allowed you to believe with conviction of what it is that you could achieve in your life? You're on mute, by the way, if you want to come off mute, because you've got your hand up. I know you want to share a win, but if you could talk a little bit about that too, man, I think it's just so important for people to really, really go out and practice what it is that you're learning.
Yeah, so I came to the event, knew nothing, watched some videos, was interested, and I mean, I was in fear. I had so much anxiety about how do you make this work? What's the systems and processes? And just coming to the AK event, it broke some stuff off of me. The fear, the anxiety I had about not knowing what to do or how to do it or who to ask or anything like that. And just to see the AK community and Judd and Skylar and everybody just come out, and Rob and everybody just go out there and pour and invest in us. And let me tell you, they gave away about $15,000 worth of stuff that day. You know what I mean? It was crazy. But besides that fact, is I didn't know. And just going in there and taking notes and listening and getting a little bitty stuff and building up off of the systems and processes and being able to take that home with me and to be able to start implanting that in my life, because I had no idea how to do it. I was lost. But in this, I've now found my tribe. And I've said that before. These are my people right here. I trust them. I believe in them. The coaching and the other stuff that they pour into us, it'll accelerate you to a point where you wouldn't even know it'll blow your mind. For instance, not too long ago, I had some fear and anxiety about implementing some of the things that I've learned from Asphalt Kingdom and the coaching. I went out and did a job, my first job all by myself. Man, brand new concrete. I did the straight lines, fine, mark them out, lay them out and everything. I went to do the angled lines. Man, when I was done, you couldn't even park a 7-foot vehicle in them. They were so jacked up. The fear and anxiety, but I knew they told me, you know what? If you make a mistake, I remember Coach Anthony, if you make a mistake, you own up to it. You go out there and you fix it. Man, I tried every chemical, pressure washer. It took me 3 days out there grinding them off of there. I finally got them off of there. And the guy said, you know what? We was going to fire you the other day, but you said you was going to fix it. And he did. I just did another job for him last week. I'm their go-to striping guy from now on. Now, if I wouldn't have done the asphalt community, I'd have done like some other people told me to do. Hey, man, just don't go back and don't worry about it. But they've been instilling in me core values, things that I believe in. I mean, if you want to win, this is where you need to be. If you want to start accelerating your future and what your purpose is in this business, right here is where you'll learn it at. You ain't got to figure it out on your own. They invest their time in us for just because they want to see us win. Like Judd says all the time, he wants to see you win. He gets stoked. Skylar, same way. I've been with these guys before. They love to see you win. They want to hear about your wins and they want to help you get there. And part of that is they want to pay it forward. They want you to win and they want you to come back here and share your wins and your nuggets with other people and be part of that process to pass it on to others. Because a lot of people don't want to do that. They just want to win and keep it to themselves. But here we don't do that. We share that. And I see this here. So thank you. I don't know if I answered your question or not.
You answered the question way beyond, man. It's like, that was like the best testimonial ever, by the way. Everyone,
Oh, well,
that was
thank you.
a good testimonial, wasn't it? Like, that was badass, dude. Mike, we appreciate it, man. And you know what? You're applying it, you know, that you're applying it. You're doing it. So
Yes, sir.
we appreciate
Thank
we
y'all.
appreciate you. Colton, you've got your hand up, brother. What is going on? Let's
Well,
bring you on. What's up, brother?
Before I share a win, I'm new here and I was just wondering if it was okay if I introduced myself.
Yeah, would love that. I'm trying to find you. I'd love to get you on the screen here, man. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. We got you. What's up, brother?
All right, my name's Colton Johannes. I'm from Central Minnesota, 22. I'm just focusing on patching this year. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go full time with it. I just this last week bought all the rest of the tools I need to get going, so I'm quite invested now. I've been working with Rob, and Rob sent me to Dylan. I've been using the AK Dash website, which I love how professional those proposals look. I'm still trying to figure out the tweaks, but I started, since I don't have a client base, I'm brand new. I've just been door knocking, and I've got 2 proposals out right now, and I got 4 meetings next week to go do proposals for them. So that's a win for me. Just kind of growing that client base. And
Following the process, man.
Yep, I think so. Trying.
You watching videos?
Yeah, I have been. Actually, how I found your website and this company is actually just trying to learn more, and I stumbled across one of your round tables that was posted on YouTube, and that was
Cool.
actually how I kind of figured out what you guys do and what you're about. And it really, a lot of these kind of things, a lot of the times for different trades, they kind of seem like a scheme, but so far so good. Y'all seem really honest and really good to work with.
We're excited to be working with you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I can tell you one thing for sure. These are live meetings and everybody is welcome to share anything. So fortunately, cross our fingers, in a few hundred meetings, we certainly haven't had anyone come on and sabotage us yet. But it's actually an interesting thing, right? When we start speaking about reputation, because I think that is something really important for all of us to consider as we're building our businesses. So let's think a little bit about reputation. Raise your hand if you're in the industry. Come on, you ought to all raise your hand, guys. You're in the industry. You're already here at the AK Roundtable. We're already in the industry, guys. So reputation is really, really important, right? Would you all agree? Raise your hand if you think reputation is important. Anyone want to come on and maybe tell us why it's important? Give it one reason. There's multiple, but anybody raise your hand. Raise your hand if you've got an idea as to why it's so important. Skylar, reputation. Why is it so important?
think reputation is part of brand, and brand, I heard brand described by Hermosi by brand is the amount you can charge from the going rate over. So if you're selling t-shirts and t-shirts sell for $20 a piece and you charge $100 a piece for a t-shirt, the $80 difference is what I believe brand is, and I believe reputation is a big part of that.
Perceived value, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Any other, raise your hand. Anybody has any other ideas why brands? John, Mitty, what's up? How you doing, buddy?
Social proof. I just read something today that is going to be putting a lot more effort into seeing your reviews and judging by your reviews. Your Google reviews are very important. One thing specifically, the location that the reviews come from can boost your score in that specific area.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Social proof is such an important thing out there, right? People are looking up your reputation. They're checking out your reviews. They're looking at what people say about you. And so making sure that you operate with integrity and make sure that you're creating a remarkable experience, care, C-A-R-E, create a remarkable experience for someone, you'll end up in a pretty good spot. If you have a bad review, is the best thing to do is raise your hand if you think you should argue and debate that review and come back in an attacking way.
Just hide.
Or raise your hand if you agree that what you should do is try to connect with the person via phone, via every which way that you possibly can to try and resolve the issue and be amicable and come out with a resolution, right? Raise your hand if you agree with that. Check the ego at the door, right, guys? You want to make sure that, you know, you're thinking that when you're building your business, the reason why you want to have a reputation that's so solid is because of social proof, which can help you convert more deals, but it also will generate leads for you. And in addition to that, don't you think that a company that may buy your company would really, really care about that intellectual property that has reviews that are really great, you know, that are 5-starred? Like, raise your hand if you buy a company that had 3 out of 5 stars on Google as the average. Raise your hand if you're going to buy a company like that. Worth anything, right? Worth value.
You might get a good deal on it.
If you get a really good deal, Brandon, I agree. Welcome to the AK Roundtable, brother. Good to have you on. Actually, Brandon, you own a big business. You own a big towing business, man. So how important, you know, is reputation important for the towing business?
Oh, we live and die by reputation. I think nowadays most businesses live or die on Google. So, and I mean, we spend a lot of money to get our reviews coming into our business because that's the first you know, the first point of contact with most of our customers.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, man. It's so important. Enterprise value is established from reputation as well, right? It's one of the key variables. So guys, make sure that when you're going out there that you're getting your reviews, make sure that you're protecting the reputation of your business and just operate with integrity and take care of your customers. Take care of them. There's a problem, right? Michael Winley? That's right. Cool. Reputation. That's a should be on a bumper sticker right there. Reputation. It's one of the pillars. Toby, what's going on, brother? Good to see you on. What's happening?
Just a beautiful day. That's really it. As far as I sleep really well at night because I have a great reputation. And I think if I didn't, then I wouldn't sleep as well. That may not be super important to a lot of people, but I like having good sleep. And it's all because I have a great reputation. So
isn't that awesome, man? Like that right there is like, yeah, I do it for enterprise value, but I'm doing it for myself as well, right? It's kind of, right? You get to look in the mirror and say, I did the right thing. Always do the right thing.
exactly.
Yeah, I love that. Matt Phillips, you're on the road. You're out rocking the pavement out there, brother.
No, it's threatening snow right now, so we're slowed up again. But I wanted to throw out reputation, repeat business, recurring revenue. So with that, reputation is key to keeping business. I've mentioned before on here that a lot of I'm in a 10-year cycle. I'm at my 10-year, 11-year cycle here, and I'm getting repeat business that those customers don't cost me money. So when you're out trying to do acquisitions and trying to find business and stuff and spend money to bring in new business, your reputation will pay for itself by repeat business. So just make sure that you're keeping your workplace clean, being professional, and just get a good name. I mean, I had a call today from somebody. I went and did a bid for a patching paving estimate. I don't do patching. I mean, I don't do paving, but I sub it out. But I'm also seal coating and striping after the patching's done. So and that was a referral by somebody that's, when the guy called me, he says, "Hey, I understand you're a really good company and, take care of your clients." And so I didn't pay the person to say that for me. They just said it because of that reputation. So I think you're spot on, Judd, by bringing this up, because if you get the reputation, who here's had to overcome bad reputation of somebody does shitty seal coat jobs, or they don't paint right. So when you're trying to sell your business and your customer is there and saying, "Do you guys paint right?" or "Do you guys, here, look on my curb here, I've got seal coat from 5 years ago, the last guy just sprayed it all over. Am I gonna see this again?" So your reputation will follow you. And if you're planning on being in this business, trust me, by having that good reputation from the get-go, you'll have repeat business. You don't have to pay for those customers. You just obtain them and take care of them. So
Thank you, Matt.
that's my bit.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Cool. I have it's pretty cool. We have 29 people on, and there's like 4 different countries that are on the round table right now. This is pretty cool, from east to west and all over the place. That's pretty awesome, man. It's good to be here on with you guys. Like I said, there's 3,600 members now of a part of the AK Roundtable. That's a pretty incredible accomplishment if you think about it. And so what you want to really, really think about as you guys are building is making sure that you are networking with people. A lot of people see that when you're out in the field and you see a competitor, immediately it's like, oh, that's the enemy, that's the opponent, and it's the wrong mindset, guys. So you want to see your competition as opportunities for you to either connect and facilitate a connection to work together, or the second thing is a great, solid, friendly competition. There's no issue. Do it better than anyone else, right? I think that raise your hand if you honestly want to be a master of your craft, to be the best at what it is that you do. Like, how important is that, right? To become a master of your craft. And I see a lot of people that go out and just kind of wing it. And it's a concern. And I want you guys to know you're not winging it. You're here at the round table. You guys have access to all the resources. You have access to the tools. And so you start to level up. But building the proper foundation attached to your business is such an important thing. Skylar made a post on Facebook that I saw late this evening as I was cooking some burgers on the grill. And it was a really, really inspirational post. And maybe, Skylar, you could talk a little bit about that, man, because this isn't your first business that you've built, but it's a business now. You're in your mid-20s, brother, and you're going to be rounding up to 30 here pretty soon, brother. You're getting old, but you're building and you've built something of magnitude in a very short period of time. And there was a change that took place from shooting from the hip, so to speak, that really changed the whole trajectory of not just your business, but all the people involved with it, all the people that are going to be involved with it, customers, coaching clients. I mean, you've changed so much. And so can you talk a little bit about that, man? Because I think it's important to inspire others to maybe get from where they might be stuck on a hamster wheel to out into the open, free, flying grounds that we have the opportunity to have.
Yeah. So basically what I mentioned in the post was it's going to be 10 times more than what you ever think it'll be. It'll be 10 times more work. It'll be 10 times longer than what you thought it was going to take. It's going to be 10 times, more people. It's going to be 10 times more social proof. It's going to be 10 times the amount you need to spend or what you thought you were going to spend. And I just picked that number because, I've always heard very successful people speak in extended periods of time. And in the very beginning of both businesses that I started, even though in perspective, and that's again why I caveated the post, it's happened very quick. It's been under 5 years, and we run a multi-7-figure business, and most people would say that's a very fast timeline. But in the beginning of this, I thought year 2 or 3 I would be where I am now, because I thought I was doing a lot of work, and I was doing a lot of work, but I was only doing a lot of work in boxed time frames. And to be transparent, I am working more now than I ever have, and truly understanding the definition of work, right? Showing up, just being in the building does not mean work. Being in the building does not mean you're actually moving objectives forward. Being in the building does not mean things are actually getting done. Where back in when I said I was doing a lot of work, I would work for 5 or 6 months out in the field, and I would be gone, right? I basically would see my shop maybe once a month. I would go in and just make sure nobody robbed me blind while I was gone. And then, maybe now or in a few weeks, I would go in, clean out tanks, and get back to work. Over this winter, I think I've put in more hours than I have in a season. On an on season is what I'm saying, in an off season. So right now, again, Pennsylvania, we're not working. It's winter. I mean, we are, but we were out paving and stuff. Now we are, but say 2-3 weeks ago, minimal stuff going on. And we've worked more now of moving things forward and building SOPs and building systems and building trucks out and again, accounting teams and advisory teams and KPIs and SMART goals. And it always sounds so great, right? I've been asked this even on the accounting side of things. We've been switching some stuff around for our financial advisors, for our accounting team, and for our controller that we've hired. And I would say 6 weeks ago, everybody's saying, "How long is it going to take?" And I was like, 6 weeks. Well, 6 weeks later, we now have the team in place and we're getting started. And they're like, "Okay, now how long is it going to take?" And I was like, "Well, we have a 6-week onboarding period, right?" Where I thought I was going to have the answers 6 weeks ago. And that is my point of it's always going to take longer when you're building something right. And I put that post and then I sent a message to my team and talking about foundation, right? Is we literally sometimes are down in the ground digging the dirt out. But metaphorically, we're down in the ground building a tank of a foundation that the most beautiful skyscraper is getting ready to be erected on. And if this foundation isn't built right, it determines the fate of the building that stands ahead of us. And it means more to me than anything in the world to be able to do that, enjoy it while I'm doing it, having the right people around me when I'm doing it, and making sure it's done right so the building that I've always dreamed of can stand.
Boom. Mic drop. Mic fell right out of his hand right there. That's it. Mic drop. Right? Foundation. Raise your hand if you agree with Skylar. Building the right foundation. Cool. Cool. Write that down. Make sure, like, if it would be interesting to rate yourself out of what you feel you have as a foundation out of 10, 10 being the highest. Like, just take the time and actually really lay out what that rating would be for yourself on that
And
foundation.
I think to add back onto that, like me right now, I'd say we're a 6.
Yeah. And be
Because
honest.
yeah, and just because we have a lot of stuff, you know, and the way this whole conversation got framed this morning was we were talking about automations and systems. And there was someone that gave us advice, and he was like, well, copyright and a good videographer is most important to these automation sequences. And I said, you're right. But what is the difference of not doing it, right? Say we're, and it was like a 70%, right? Most people see a 70% increase with X amount of automation points built that are just built. They're not perfect. But then you can see a 300 to 500% increase after that. I said, now great. How long is it going to take us to do that? Because we're going to have to A/B test each automation we build. And then once we A/B test it, we're going to have to A/B test those against the top performers. And then we're going to have to try different videos, and we're going to have to create the creative, and we're going to have to create the copyright, and we're going to have to create this. Next thing you know, the season's done. Guess what? We're not sending messages for another 3 or 4 months. Guess what? We're into the next year. So to think that we're going to build anything of great magnitude tomorrow isn't it. But being able to say, I'm taking this step forward and going.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Thanks, Skylar. We have Brian. Brian, are you on here right now? Brian Haig? Feel free to use the reactions button, by the way, and anyone on here, you can use the reactions button. Just put your
Yes, I'm
hand
here.
up. Yeah, cool. Nice to meet you, man. How can
What's
we
going
help
on,
you?
buddy? Oh, it's been a while since I've been on here, but I have a quick question. Someone just did private message me, but I have a big quote I'm trying to figure out. It's for a AAA auto shop parking lot for seal coating and line striping. The measures I came up with is 380 feet by 200 by 380 feet length and 200 feet the width. And it's a good amount of striping parking lot, a good amount of a stripe. I just more I can figure out the striping part. I just need help with the asphalt, the seal coating part.
300 feet by what?
200.
Got it. And you're how old is the asphalt? Where would it
It's still good.
Where would you rank it on the pacer scale, man?
It's still good condition. It just needs a nice color to it. Brighten it up.
Where would you rate it on the pacer scale?
Out of 1 to 10, it's still around an 8. It's still an 8. There's no cracks. There's no like big dips or anything down. It's not destroyed. Just like it has to get like your normal crack filler has to get filled in, stuff like that.
I know. I don't know, Skylar. You'll see if I'm interested in knowing what you'd charge on it, but I would certainly on 60,000 square feet without crack seal and seal coat 2 coat, price it at what, Skylar? 38 cents a square foot. You know what Skylar's going to say? I need to understand your costs, brother, because if we don't understand the costs pertaining to what it is that we're using, then how are we ever going to know what to price it, right? So,
yeah,
Brian, we've got to understand more, man. We got to really understand more. You know, what kind of labor do you have? What kind of equipment do you have? What is your price?
Well, that's what I think someone's supposed to call. Someone's supposed to call me last month about equipment. I think you were telling me you were going to talk about me getting like a big sprayer with the towing sprayers and stuff. That's so I could do more bigger jobs and stuff like that.
Need to understand some costs, but I mean, just shooting from the hip on this one, like without understanding any of your costs, you'd be around 22.8 on it.
Okay, that's like I was figuring out price right there.
I've got Glenn, a note for Glenn in on Brian to call him in the morning, so he'll have help there too.
Yeah, Brian, we'll make sure, like, because the difference between spraying, just so we're clear, brother, like the difference between spraying that lot with like a 130 gallon tank or a 750 with a spray bar is a completely different beast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know it's gonna be like around 550 gallons or 7 something. I know it's a two-step project. I know I'm gonna have to do one half one day, another half another day.
Right.
Yeah. So that's just my question was. That's all I was asking. That's how I'm kind of having a ballpark where I can throw at this guy. That's all. It's not gonna
Yeah,
get
about
done to the. It's not gonna get done to the summertime. That's for sure. It's still a little cooler where I'm at and all that stuff.
now you have not quoted it as of yet?
No, I haven't quoted as yet. No.
Have they come to you asking for a quote, or you've reached out to them?
He came to me last week and I told him I'll have a quote by end of this week and all that stuff. He was in a rush.
How many bids is he getting?
He hasn't got any bids.
Is he going to be getting multiple bids?
Nah. I think he reached out to 2 people. I think one guy was like 35,000, another one's like 40,000.
Is it the owner of the property that's come
Oh
out to
no,
you?
he's
or-
like he's like the higher up. He controls what gets done to the properties and all that stuff, and then he reports to his higher ups with the prices and all that.
Right. And so he needs to get multiple bids, I'm assuming, just to
Yeah,
have.
so he said he got 2 already, but he said he thinks 35,000 was like a little bit too much money. I did agree with him on that also.
Cool. Yeah, I would just price it fairly, understand your costs, and then price it fairly, and then go in for a
Yeah.
close. Yeah.
So
How are you sending the quote to him? Are you just, what are you using for that?
I use like I got a new app now. I forget the name of it, but I have all my benefits information on there. So I've been like, I just sent one lady today like a quick for line strip and her or people's small mom and pop shop 6 parking stall parking lot for like $100. Just like a re-updated, give it a fresher look. I already had the
For
paint
how-
home in here, so but
For how much are you striping that lot for?
it's for 5 stalls, like $100. That's all. I
You're
have
good.
paint.
Just so you know, you're losing money on that.
I know, but I got paint I gotta use up though. It's in my basement before it goes bad.
Got it.
That's why. And it's a mom and pop place. I know the owners really well for a long time.
Oh, got it. Cool. That's nice
Yeah.
of you, man. That's nice to pay it forward to them, man. That's
Yeah.
cool. It's cool, Brian. Well, we look forward to working with you, man. Let us know what we can do to help you.
Yeah, the best time to give me a shout tomorrow will probably be around like around 12 o'clock, 12:30ish.
Sounds good. We'll take a note down and get Glenn to call you, brother.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too. John, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Hands up. Let's go.
How are you?
Awesome.
Just for my follow-up game today, sent out 20 messages to contractor developers, got 3 responses, one $35,000 quote out the door. I'm waiting on the site plans from the other 2 contractors.
Love it. Working the process, man. It's the pipe, right? That's what it's all about.
What it's all about.
Yeah. No action means no reaction, no result. Well, actually, there is a reaction. It's just no fun. Cool. Mr. Ammons, what's up, man? What's happening, Billy Ammons? I miss you, bud. Yeah, you're busy. I know.
Hey, Judd, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's going on?
Yeah, man, this week is it's been it's been busy the last few weeks. I would say I've had a great, remarkable experience with my first performance partner, Harbor Sealcoating. Want to shout them out. I was kind of in a crunch in a window where I couldn't get material, and I was going to have to take a big hit and on a local Wendy's job, but they pulled through and had to mobilize twice, and still was able to get within the budget of the goal. And so now I trust them on bigger projects. So, and they probably trust me because they see my work. I texted them pictures of the striping. They did the sealing, I did the striping. And like having competition that you can work with, they're even now sharing, other projects where they want to do the sealing and let me do the striping. Man, it goes full circle. You know, you bring on other people, you know, you feed them, they feed you opportunities, and in turns we all grow together. The day
Boom.
we get away from oh man, I don't want to share, I want to hold on to this little best kept secret because it's allowed me to stand apart. Well, if you hold on to knowledge, you might not know someone else's secret sauce that they're adding to their toolbox. And by being open and sharing knowledge, you're exploring ways that you can improve yourself and grow your business.
I love the fact that you're working with Harbor too. Miller Dig's a cool cat, man. He's a good guy. Brandon, you might remember me mentioning Harbor Seal Coating out of Wilmington, North Carolina. Miller Diggs and Brandon, and Billy are working together now. So this is cool stuff, guys. This is all about the network, man. It's literally they're sharing jobs just through the network and the connections. And that's really what you want is like, as you guys are building and growing your businesses, to know that you can actually count on other community members to come in and help you literally perform a project that might be out of your caliber. That's something that's really special. Like, I know for a fact, because it's happened already, you know, Skylar will move and help you. If you guys land a big project, don't ever be scared to land that project. Just communicate with network partners to be able to accomplish the outcome of completing a job successfully and giving the client a great experience. But like, you know, don't feel like you have to go out there and seal coat a 500,000 square footer with 130-gallon tank or 230. You don't need to do that, right? You don't need to do that. Work with your partners here, a part of the community, a part of the network, and build those relationships. They're very, very important to your business. Special stuff. That's awesome, Billy, man. Stoked for you. They've grown a business very quickly too, by the way. He's built a real nice business very fast. Yeah.
Well, I didn't do it alone, Judd. I had help from you know, the good Lord and the team on here. So just showing up weekly. I know I'm in the last probably year and a half, 2 years, whatever. I might have missed like, you know, 1 or 2 weeks, but you know, I try to come here for the knowledge and the little bit I learned, I try to give back a little bit. And I do appreciate you for your time showing up every week, even on weeks that I don't show up. So thank you.
Welcome. Appreciate you guys, man. Cool, guys. We're coming up 10 minutes left on the meeting. Actually, 10.5 minutes left on the meeting. Questions. Let's go into a Q&A. Feel free to pop any question that you may have to anyone on here. Just ask away. Feel free to raise your hand if you want to ask a question, but now's the time to do it, guys. Like, to be honest, now's the time to do it. While we're waiting for some hands to pop up with some really great questions that you guys might have, we have the sales power stack tomorrow. Actually, it's completely full. So all of you that are attending, it's going to be lit. It's going to be really good. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. we'll be going through the sales power stack tomorrow, and really looking forward to dropping a ton of value with you guys there. All of our King Boss AK Dash clients are on that meeting. Raise your hand if you're on the power stack. Just raise your hand if you're sales power stack. Cool. Yeah, we have 24 people on it, I think, total. There you go. Kona, good to see you, man. You're on the road. Yeah, good to see you, brother. Questions. All right, we got it. Mike Winley, let's go. Hand raised. Do you have a question, or were you raising your hand for the sales power stack?
Power stack meeting. If you haven't done it yet and you're on the fence about doing it, this will accelerate your business tenfold. It'll help explain the systems and processes, whether it seems like it's so much, but it'll give you opportunity to hear that stuff. You can listen to it while you're working. You can play it later. I've listened to it about 100 times at my job. Had the headphones on. Same thing with the round table. I might not be here, but I'm hearing y'all. 2, how many linear feet do you get out of a 30-pound block of crack fill?
Depends on the crack size, but on average, 1/2 inch deep, 1/2 inch wide is 200 feet.
Thank you.
You're welcome. About 15,000 linear feet on a pallet, but of course that can, you know, depends how deep the crack is, how wide, but kind of on average. Anyone else agree? You guys agree with that? 30-pound box is roughly a couple hundred linear feet. Yeah, cool. Yeah. got Scholar's hands raised. Matt, your hands raised about 200 linear feet. Yeah, cool. Nice. Colton, you've got your hand up, brother. What's happening?
Well, hey, I was just kind of wondering if anybody had any sort of advice, because the only way I've really been advertising, since I don't have a client base and I'm brand new and all I'm doing is patching, all I've been doing is driving around and looking for bad parking lots and door knocking, and a lot of the times whoever manages it isn't there, and a lot of the times I try to get whoever manages the property's information, and the people either don't have it or aren't willing to give it up, so I don't have any way to contact them. I basically have to use whoever's there as a middleman, and hopefully eventually I hear something back. So I'm just, I'm brand new at this.
Yeah.
Looking for advice.
Let's do a role practice. All right. So I'm the person that's sitting at the desk inside of a storage facility right now, and my name's Judd. And you're going to walk into the storage facility right now, and you're going to approach me. What is it that you're going to say to me right away? Pitch me.
Hi, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you? What's happening?
Good. I was just driving past and I noticed that your parking lot was looking like it was maybe in need of repairs. And I happen to do asphalt repair. And I was just wondering if I could speak to somebody in charge of the property and maybe give you guys a free quote and just kind of, show you what I'd like to do to repair your parking lot.
Well, I appreciate that. Can you have a business card on you?
I do. Here you go.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll pass that along to the owners. They should be around tomorrow.
Sounds good. Is there any way that you have their card or their information? If I don't hear from them, I give them a call next week.
They don't really like to give out their information, but protocol here is that I'm just going to get the information over to them. They're approached a lot with people that want to give quotes.
And then that's usually where I walk away.
Right. All right, let's spin it around. All right. So Colton, you're the person at the front desk. You ready for this?
Yep.
All right, cool. I walk in, ding, ding, ding. All right, the bell rings. And you, of course, you are sitting at the desk, and I say, hi there, my name is Judd. I'm from Asphalt Kingdom, and I really, really am excited about being here at this property today. I want to let you know that what we're doing here is free pavement assessments. What I do is I inspect your pavement. I check out where all the liability risks are that would be tripping hazards. We also give it a PACER rating that stamps the life cycle stage of the pavement. And we also do an aesthetic review as well of the lot. And it's a completely free assessment that we do. And we're just doing it for business owners in the area. I'd really like to get that into the owner's hands. Would you happen to have their contact information that I can send that over to?
Oh my God, yes, here you go.
Say no, I'm not allowed, but you can leave me a business card.
No, I'm not allowed to, but you can give me a card or I can pass your information along.
Got it. Yeah, well, I'd love to give you a business card here. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and get that assessment produced right now. Is that okay if I go walk the lot right now and get that assessment completed?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Great, great. And it's completely free, no strings attached. I'm going to get that assessment done. It'll take me about 15 minutes to walk the lot and get the assessment completed. But while I'm doing that, can you give the owners a call and just let them know that there's Judd from Asphalt Kingdom doing a free pavement assessment over here? And can you just let them know that I'd like to get that over to them via email? And then what you can do is just share their email, and I'll also copy you, because I'm sure I want to make you look like the hero here, because we at least are keeping people safe and making sure that we're giving them the free assessment, right?
Yep.
Cool. All right, I'll go do the assessment and then I'll come back and we'll go ahead and get that emailed over. Sound good?
Absolutely.
So I'm jamming off the cuff here with you, but let's just ask the question right out of the gate, straight up, everyone. Do you raise your hand if you believe that people at front desks of these places, whether they're quick serve restaurants, storage facilities, hotels, motels, raise your hand if you think that there's been other people that walk in on those and then try to shove a quote down someone's throat? What if we just changed it up just a little bit, right? So I'm not saying that that's exactly how the pitch would go, but let's make sure that we're doing consultative selling and that we're soft on the way that we're making the connection, facilitating the connection. Make people laugh, make people excited, but also don't shove what everybody else shoves down people's throat, because you don't want to just be another company out there. You want to differentiate and be unique from the rest. It's really, really important. Colton, can you try that? And then maybe next week come back and let us know how it works.
Absolutely, I will definitely give that a try.
And by the way, here's the plug for AK Dash. Here's the plug. We have the pavement assessment module that's in AK Dash that you can actually do the assessments literally inside of the platform. So you can send it out right to the person who's responsible. Otherwise, you can use one of our pavement assessment templates that we've got online. Feel free to shoot me an email, and you can see my email at the top. We'll send you the template, or you just systemize it. You do it in AK Dash and you have all the tracking and all that stuff attached to it. Cool. All right, Toby.
So I think I have just one question, but maybe several ways to run with it. So who's doing the door knocking like we just saw, and who's doing cold calls or cold emails or anything where you're not face to face? And for the ones who are doing the door knocking, are you role playing? Like, is that part of your day? And probably the same thing for calls.
Bunch of answers. Feel free, anyone. Anyone want to step in on this one?
But you practice anything and not make mistakes. You'd rather make
Can't
mistakes.
hear you, Matthias.
You'd rather make mistakes with your partner or your friend or your wife. Go do a practice with her. Make her the no person and just try get through her blocks. If you don't practice something, you're never going to be good at it. I used to play high school basketball and volleyball, and if I didn't practice the things I need, the drills, I was never going to be any good. I wasn't going to be in the first string. I'd probably be sitting on the bench. So go practice.
Toby, by the way, a side note on that, April 1, we launched the role practicing AI agent for all of you on King Boss as well. So you'll be able to call the AI agent's phone number. You'll be able to actually have a conversation with the AI agent that will be asking you questions. And then literally she will say, or he will say, ring, ring, ring. Hi, this is Sally with Extra Space Storage. How can I help you? And you're trying to get through the gatekeeper. And then what it'll do is give you notes at the end of the call on how you should improve and how you deal with those objections. We're literally programming it, custom dealing it.
Okay.
So stay tuned for that, brother.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And to answer your question too, I think as a side note on this, it's like, I'll say this, Colton, straight out, man, like, have you ever really had a target that you were going for? Like, have you guys, anybody ever hunt or anybody ever go fishing or any of that? Yeah. All right. If you don't truly understand what it is that you're going for out of the gate, and you're just shooting from the hip and you're going out and just knocking doors and that's your plan, that's cool. But that plan is going to have a result, right? And so I'm a huge believer in setting up a revenue roadmap. If I want to reach a destination that has X as revenue and Y as profit, net profit, I want to make sure that I have the roadway to be the path, the yellow brick road to get to that destination. And so my question to you is, are we strategically going on Google Maps onto Google Street View and going for virtual walks through areas to build our prospect list that actually is 25,000 square foot jobs plus, in order to achieve the result that I want strategically? And I'm going to be going after QSRs, storage facilities, hotels, motels, and car dealerships. And that's what I'm going after, maybe churches as well in that pool. I'm just saying, like, your time is the same amount of time, Colton, as Skylar has. Your time is the same amount of time as Daniel Phillips on here has. We all have the same amount of time. It's what we're doing with the time to achieve the result that we're looking for in our life. And I'm not saying that you should magically know all of this, but holy moly, man, if we're not strategically navigating this yellow brick road, we may not end up in the same Oz. It might be a very different Wizard of Oz, right? Like, and I'm just throwing that at the board. So rather than us just knocking on doors, and that's how I started knocking on doors, brother, like doing $250 driveways until I was like, I can't make any money. I can't make the money that is going to allow me to change my life. You got to hunt the trophy elk. You got to hunt the trophy whales. Or maybe not whales. We shouldn't say that. We'll get in trouble for that. But you get my drift, right? Is that making sense, guys? Have to have the revenue roadmap. 12 and a half, $85,000 jobs, $1 million in revenue. 50 quotes will get you those 12 and a half jobs. Obviously, you have to do your follow-ups and you have to do the things right a part of that, but making sure that you're executing on that sales framework to achieve that's totally doable. Adam says, I'm trying to get a quote. I'm trying to quote a casino job, but I'm brand new and would like some suggestions.
I can help.
Rocket.
It's going to take you 6 months till you even get in the door. It's going to take a significant amount of paperwork. But if you do get in the door, most people don't want to go through that. And you typically have a great relationship. So follow the paperwork on the front end, do the background checks. You're going to have to go to the board for gaming commission. You're going to have to get a background check there. You're going to have to get a background check on the gaming board. You're going to have to get your salesman and anybody touching the account a background check, and you're going to have to submit that information. But as long as you do that, typically those guys are very busy, and obviously casinos have no money problems at all because it's literally a money game for them. So they just want to cross things off the box. They're looking for good vendors that can do good jobs because, again, typically people are coming to a casino to spend money, and they want it to be nice. So that is my input. It's going to be a paperwork game, and if you have the adversity to stick through 6 months of paperwork, you'll get the job probably, because most people can't. And you're going to have to hold some decent insurance as well. Like probably over $1 million policy, probably like a $3 to $5 million policy.
Adam, are you able to come off mute and have a conversation, or are you driving? Or because I see a lot of chats coming in, it would be cool to just have a conversation. I think it's important to help you.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up, Adam?
How's it going? I've been doing custom optics for 6 years and recently started to make some changes. It was mom and pop and it sold to corporate, and not really appreciated anymore. Just want to do something different. And so in any event, I'm planning to get started. I got another job, but I'm planning to get started come springtime. So I'm trying to get together some quotes and think everything out really well. Well thought, but I started the AK Dash today, come to realize some things that I don't know the paint costs, don't know what I'm going to be in for. So trying to do this really well, but I have a guy that works as head of security at the casino. He's going to try and pitch it to the board at a big meeting. So I'm just taking my time. I know that there's at least 200 spaces in what was a Honda dealership and a Harley dealership. They have bought all that. And then there's a karate place and a guitar store that goes with that too. There's 200 something spots in the Harley place and the Honda place, which is the main casino. And then their parking lot is extending. So some of the job will be brand new lines and reassessing where the lines are. Some of it will be resprays. There's at least 7 handicap signs in the main Harley store and Honda store. So I'm just starting to think this out, very new into the process, barely in the process, but just want to.
Somebody's on a note board right now. Got it. Adam, sorry, there was somebody somebody opened up a notepad. I'm glad they didn't draw any anything crazy or anything. But Adam, we'd love to give some more guidance on this. It's going to take some time to give you proper guidance on it. Who are you working with over here at AK?
Matthias has helped me. Today, I can't remember names. I'm bad with names, but today I got a lesson on AK Dash. Names.
Hey, Adam, can you drop your name, or sorry, your email address in the chat window? Can you type your email address in there and your phone number, and we'll get in touch and make sure you're taken care of?
Yeah, I appreciate everything. I'm sorry for being ill prepared right now. I appreciate everything and wanted to be here as best I could. I couldn't really be on camera. Busy today, but wanted to make it. So
you're good, man. We're here for you. Congratulations on the steps. That's the important thing. You're moving in that direction. I love building momentum like that.
Just thinking out. I work like an immigrant anyways. You know, I don't really see any reason why I don't do it for myself. And I know my name's everything, and Dad's been driving that in my head for a long time. I ain't probably got a voice right now, but my dad, you know, pushed work ethic on me, and that's all I know. And I don't really see how I'm going to fail if I just keep at it. So I live in a kind of a small town world where there's a place called Plymouth, New Hampshire, Lebanon, New Hampshire, Claremont, New Hampshire. Just a little bit further out was Tilton, Concord, Manchester, all within an hour and a half. Little metropolises. We'd call it a city. Other people like Boston would call it the world's smallest town. But a lot of strip malls, banks, car dealerships, gas stations, and
nice.
Not very many people in my vicinity doing this. So
let's go get it, man. Let's go get it. Cool.
That's what I'm about.
We've got your email address and your phone number. We'll be in touch, brother, and we'll make sure you're all good and point in the right direction. We're here for you.
I appreciate you. This is cool what you do, and I find myself talking to you guys and learning, you know, the little things that I need to learn, and lights are going off and things are clicking, and every time I talk to you guys, I get a little better idea of the big picture. So appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate you. This is what it's all about right here, man. This is what it's all about. Isn't life cool when you have people working together to build a brighter and better future, man? Like, that's such a cool thing. We are definitely stronger together, and that's super exciting. Couple things just to wrap up here, team. It is past our top of the hour, as we would say. It's already 8:09, but couple things just to cover off. One is, did anyone get any notes out of tonight? Any takeaways at all? Anyone? Any notes? Any takeaways? Yeah, cool. Awesome. Second thing is, for those of you on the Sales Power Stack tomorrow, you will want to be there live. For those of you that are attending, please make sure you're there live, because the people who do attend live will be getting something. I haven't announced it to anyone yet. And my team, as they hear me say things like that, they get very, very scared. But we'll just say that it involves something to do with paradise, we will just say, all right? Paradise, we'll just say it has to do with paradise, okay? And then the last thing is, for those of you that are on AK Dash, please continue to use the system, leverage it. And if you need help with training and understanding the revenue roadmaps and understanding assessments and those kind of things, you can reach out to Mackie, M-A-C-K-Y, Mackie at asphaltkingdom.com, and book as much time as you need. Mackie's there to really support you guys. Mackie every day talks about how much she loves to interact with you guys. So don't ever feel like you're overstepping the boundary there. Please, please, please leverage that opportunity to be able to learn more about the system. Okay. Very, very important. And then for those of you that are not on AK Dash, I'm putting a full plug in here, guys. If you go into AK Dash, by the way, Dylan Malone, just raise your hand. I'm going to spotlight you for a second. Dylan will literally show you inside of AK Dash. He'll demo it with you. He'll show you the horsepower of it. He'll ask you questions about your business, and he'll make sure that he's fitting you with the right subscription model. Frankly, to not be on King Boss for $349 a month, I think it's silly, because a box and a half of crack sealer covers the cost of it every month, straight up. So My thinking is if we can have someone that answers your calls around the clock, AI smart agents that can be answering your calls so that you never miss calls. Make sure you have your pavement assessment module, subcontractor portals, scheduling, all of the stuff that's built into it, guys. Leverage the system. You want a machine. And if for whatever reason you get on King Boss, this is my promise to you guys. If you get on it and you don't like it after a couple of months, genuinely, I'll give you your money back. I mean that. I will give you your money back. But here's the deal. You have to use it. You have to show me that you've actually tried to put in the work to get you to where you want to go. So it's an accountability thing. I want you guys successful, man. I want you guys to thrive. And the only way to do that is by truly adopting some kind of a system somewhere. And if it's not Dash, do something else. But with Dash, we'll give you what you need, the framework that you need to be able to be successful. And we'll coach you, we'll teach you on it, and we'll help you achieve it. All right? Straight up. Straight up. So get those demos booked. Mr. Malone, I know you've got your link. Did you post your link already to book any demos that any training sessions? Cool.
Yep, if we haven't met yet, I've been privately messaging you in the Zoom chat here. So guys, book up with me. Let's invest the time while we got it before things pick up too fast here.
It's gonna get crazy. Season's here. We're not that far out, and the snow is going to be off and the cold weather's going to shift, and we're going to have 50+ degrees to be able to go out and crush it. And frankly, you should already have jobs on your board before then scheduled. So let's get that ramped up. Who here has jobs already on your schedule for the 2025 season? All right. Colton, that thumb's going to be up, man. Trust me. Watch. Next week, I want to see that thumb up. Cool. Thank you, everyone, for attending the AK Roundtable tonight. We appreciate you. I know that you guys put in a lot of strong hours today, certainly wrapping up at this 8:15. And by the way, you guys are the ones that showed up. So congratulations on actually showing up. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, right here on the AK Roundtable. Go crush it, guys.
Let's go.